Hi guys, how's it going? So here we are with Miss Bunny. I got her all nice and primered and ready to go. So I have decided to go for a shade of brown. Well, you know me, you know there's going to be a lot of shades of brown that go into this rabbit. But we're going to start off with a very basic shade that I can then go back and do lighter and darker tones over top of to give her a more natural and full look. And if I'm still on the fence if it's too dark, so if I decide it is, I can always go back over it with a lighter tone and start darkening it or lightening it up. But I think this is going to be about perfect over top of the white to give a nice even toned base coat. And I do apologize if you hear some of my random pets in the background. Loki is out in his run. He's worn himself out today, and it's actually a very nice evening, so he's relaxing with a chew bone out there. And my birds are taking issue with it, so you'll hear them a little bit. You might hear my cat. She was in here a few minutes ago, and she is capable of opening and closing the door. She is still mad at me about the dog for different reasons than the birds. But she'll get over it eventually. He's not aggressive towards her at all. He doesn't act like he wants to hunt her or anything, so it should be fine. So now that I've actually gotten the video uploaded, it might have taken me maybe a week or so to get it uploaded. I can talk about the excitement of my daughter's pregnancy and my coming grandbaby, which they actually told us day before yesterday, that the baby is going to be a girl. So I think I'm going to be modifying my original plans, and I think we're going to paint that rocking horse as up nice and girly for her. They can repaint it or bring it to me to repaint if they would like, if they decide to use it for another baby in the future. I'm never going to complain about a new project or revisiting an old one for that matter. It's always fun. I am super, super excited for my granddaughter to come. Got a few months to wait, though. She's still fairly early in her pregnancy. My videos might be a little hit and miss for a little while of just when I have time to get back here and do. My other half does travel in the summer, so he is going to be out of town a lot of the time, and I care for his mother as well as all of our little menagerie here in the house. And I am still working as well. So getting the pets to behave long enough to let me, and also getting the time off to have a chance to work on this stuff, can be a little bit challenging. But if you bear with me, you'll see all of my projects eventually get finished. And I'm finally getting some projects that aren't starting off as mine that will be coming in very shortly. And I'm very excited to start doing those. Which my birds are just throwing an absolute fit. I think I left the wrong thing on the television for them. They love anything that's actually designed for small children, but I think I had a movie playing when I walked out here, so they probably are not loving that. If you ever think about having pets, especially something like birds that can be fairly intelligent, my favorite thing to tell people is ask yourself, can you handle having a toddler with wings living in your house? Because they really are. They're very opinionated. They're incredibly smart little animals. They will learn and pick up things you say. They get things that they like. Like my two absolutely just think that Sesame Street is the best thing ever. And even my older cockatiel still absolutely loves it. What's funny is the bearded dragon will actually sit and watch it too. So all of my living room pets actually seem to enjoy children's television. Which, in a household with no small children, the amount of children's TV I end up having to play, it is really kind of ridiculous, but fun. Especially kind of seems silly and feels absolutely ridiculous when you consider my only and youngest is 23. She'll be 24 later this year. So, but she is giving me a good excuse soon. I think I may end up coming back and lightening this up. We'll see what it dries at. Sometimes they dry lighter, sometimes they dry darker. So it's always hard to tell how it's going to be. But we can also come over and do a lot of highlights instead of changing the entire color. That gives me a lot of opportunities to come over it with grays and light browns and tans and just add a lot of depth to her. Maybe some gold in there. I've never seen a rabbit that looked like it was just all one color. They always seem to have the different tones in their fur. So we're going to give her that as well. If you watched my progress with the frog, you know, I love the layered look in paint. It just makes it so much more realistic when you just take your time and take one little piece of the puzzle at a time. Now, I know you're probably wondering, yes, I am still covering these ears. I am still going to paint them fully before I do the hat, because the hat is straw. And even if I paint it, there is a good chance that there will be water that makes its way through it. And we don't want to leave a huge vulnerable spot on her head. Not to mention if something happens and the hat gets knocked off or something, we don't want to just see bare concrete. You want to see something that looks somewhat reasonable under there. So I won't go into all of the detail work on the ears, but we are at least going to give it that base coat color. So she's uniform from top to bottom. Which I actually had a kind of hilarious mishap this morning when I came out to work on my primering. Because I went ahead and got my rocking horse primered all the way so that we can just start painting. And I touched up a couple of spots on her. If you work with a large bucket of primer like I do, always make sure your bucket is completely sealed before you shake to mix it, or just do it like other people do and use a long stick or something to that measure. Otherwise, you'll be like me and have black pants with one white leg. Thankfully, I actually didn't end up wasting a ton of primer with that little oops. It was just a little splash. It just happened to splash right on my leg. So I'll put pictures up of what my pant leg looks like now later. Can never take stuff like that too seriously. I mean, if you freak out and get upset every time some little oops happens, you're not going to have very much fun in life. If you laugh it off and just say, okay, well, that didn't go right, life is so much better. I think now that I'm out of her face, I'm going to switch to a much larger brush because this guy is going to take me all day. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see me messing in my little water cup back there. Always try to keep a good handful of brushes at the ready, because you never know what you're going to need from one project to the next. And I tend to have quite a few projects going at any given time. Oh, that is so much easier. It's kind of funny, she's starting to look like a chocolate Easter bunny. The all one color and the dark chocolate tone. But I am going to have to stop before my camera decides to split this video. I will hop right back on with the next one though. So I will see you guys next time.